In the chemotherapy room of a city hospital, two men met under circumstances no one would choose. Sitting in reclining chairs, IV drips connected to their veins, they shared the uncomfortable silence of first encounters. One was Joaquin, a successful 55-year-old businessman, owner of multiple companies, luxury cars, and properties in various countries. The other, Martin, a 52-year-old high school teacher, middle class, with a loving wife and two grown children who still depended on him. At first, their conversations were brief and formal, but with each session, their talks became deeper. They spoke of their lives, their fears, and their regrets. Joaquin had all the money in the world, but he admitted that he had spent it on luxuries and business, neglecting family life. He never had children and had lost his wife to divorce years ago. Now, in that cold hospital room, he realized that his fortune couldn't buy him more time. Martin, on the other hand, had lived modestly, working late hours and sacrificing vacations to pay for his children's education. He had never traveled far or enjoyed great luxuries, but he felt fortunate to have a united family. As the months passed, the two became inseparable. They decided to enjoy each day as if it were their last. They made a bucket list, a trip, an adventure, a unique experience. So, they escaped from the hospital and embarked on a road trip. They explored charming towns, tasted exotic food, danced in bars, watched the sunrise on the beach, and for the first time in a long time, felt truly alive. But illness doesn't forgive. During a routine checkup, one of them received the worst news. His days were numbered. Martin found out first. Silently, he chose not to tell Joaquin. Instead, he enjoyed every moment with him until the very end. On their last day together, they toasted on a cliffside, watching the sunset. "It doesn't matter how much money you have or how much you work," Martin said. "In the end, all that matters are the moments you lived." Joaquin smiled, unaware that it was the last time he would see his friend alive. Days later, he received the news of his passing. And for the first time in years, Joaquin truly cried. From that day on, he changed his life. He sold part of his businesses, donated money to hospitals, and decided to live for both of them, fulfilling every wish they had written together. Because in the end, life is not measured by wealth, but by the memories we leave in others. Having a list of things to do before you die can be very beneficial. These lists are basically a series of personal goals. They are a very popular and effective tool to set clear goals. It is more likely that we meet goals that we have written or shared with others, compared to those that we do not document. That is why writing what we want to do before we die is a way to really commit to those goals. Now, why is it important to have goals? Because they help us give structure to our life and to feel that it makes sense and is worth it. In addition, setting and achieving these goals is key to feeling good and happy. Interestingly, happiness and well-being not only come from achieving a goal, but also from the process of working towards it. Maybe now is a good time to reflect and write down the things you would like to do before you die. You don't need a perfect life to achieve inner peace. Living decently, accepting our mistakes, recognizing the factors that have led us to certain failures, and forgiving ourselves should be enough to feel fulfilled and at peace with our past. In the end, we see that during the time that the friendship of the characters lasts, both find happiness in their lives and contribute to that of the other. This gives us hope. For many, it is never too late to achieve this. And although it may sound cringy, in the end, what counts are not the years of life, but life in the years.